Hello again. This time we're going to do a video tutorial on how to install ffmpeg. This follows on from the last video, which was how to install VideoConverter. Okay, the last video we didn't have the icon showing, whereas it's showing now. The reason why is we've just logged back on again. That restarts KDE and the icon appears. Okay, the install for VideoConverter, the install files are still in the downloads folder. We don't need them anymore because it's installed, so we can just throw them in the trash. That gives me a nice clean downloads folder to work with to see what's going on. Okay, first up, this is CentOS 6.3, and it's running in a virtual machine, which is exactly the same as if it's on a real machine, so it makes it easier to do these videos with a virtual machine. Okay, that being said, we start up VideoConverter. We get the same dialog box pops up saying that it can't find ffmpeg. That's completely normal. Go to the About section and we get the warning again, and if you see here under ffmpeg build date, there's nothing here. Because there's no ffmpeg in there, so there's no information on it. To manually build ffmpeg, you can get some details by clicking the manual button, and this will actually describe the procedure of what you need to download, how you can build and install all the codecs and filters. That's for the adventurous types who know what they're doing, but for normal people and people who just don't want to stuff around with anything, just want to press a button, then that's what we should do. We've got a button here called Auto Build ffmpeg, and that'll actually do all the work for us. There is a third option, which you can go to your repo, your distro's repos, and download and install ffmpeg, which actually is built for your distro. But I don't recommend doing that, purely because a lot of codecs and a lot of filters just aren't included with that version of ffmpeg. So if you do that, then VideoConverter will run slightly disabled. A lot of the codecs, and audio and video and filters won't be included, so you won't be able to use them. And yeah, that's a real big thing. You want everything in there so you can use every functionality which is available in ffmpeg. So all that being said, we'll just click on the button to automatically install ffmpeg, and what's actually happened then is VideoConverter's gone online to the VideoConverter website. It's looked for a zip file which is suited for this distro. This distro is CentOS 6, so therefore it looks for CentOS6.zip. If we had Fedora, say 18, it would look for Fedora 18.zip. So yeah, it's found the zip file and it's downloaded it. So that's all we need VideoConverter for at this time, so we close it down. We've got our zip file, and what we've actually got is we've got an empty folder with not empty, sorry, it's got the install, but there's nothing else in there. Go back, and also it's put a shortcut icon on the desktop, which actually you can see. So to get the ball rolling, all we have to do is just left click on the icon, and because we typed in the username and password for the SU or sudo earlier on when we installed VideoConverter, all we have to do is type in the root password to do the install. So type in our root password, click on OK, then it'll start doing its stuff. First up, it's downloading the repo just for CentOS 6. It needs this repo here. And it's going to download a hell of a lot more than that. But this here is the audio, one of the audio codecs that it's downloading. Another audio codec. You'll get pop-ups describing exactly what it's doing. These are actually downloads using wget or wget, which we installed when we installed VideoConverter. If you go over to the folder ffmpeg setup, which only had the install in it, click on it, you'll see that it's slowly filling up with other things. So if you click on the details, you'll slowly see all the codecs and the filters and the other things slowly adding as they come down to that folder. So I'll just sit back and shut up and just watch it go through. Okay, I've sped the thing up 15 times, so you don't have to sit through the whole installation process, which takes around about an hour 15 minutes or so, depending on what processors you've got on your machine and how powerful they are. This virtual machine's running 4 cores, so it's pretty well average. So yeah, what's actually happening now is it's inflating all these zipped up files that it's downloaded earlier on, the codecs and whatever. It's then building them and then installing them. It's completed that task. Now it's downloading the latest version of ffmpeg. This is the latest stable version. It's now configuring it. Now it's building it. And once it finishes, ffmpeg will be installed. As you can see now, the installation is complete and everything's installed. So we don't really need this terminal anymore. If you scroll through, it'll only scroll to a certain point. and the information in there is not really worth worrying too much about. That's just the last probably 2 codecs build information, and not really much to worry about, so we'll close that. And all these codecs here we don't really need anymore. The install we don't need anymore. The unpacked, that's the codecs which were unpacked. We don't need really anymore. The ffmpeg folder may well be may come in handy if you have to reinstall ffmpeg. Because you've gone through and installed it before and built it, all you have to do basically is create open a terminal from this folder by going Tools, Open Terminal, and then just type ffmpeg. Oh sorry, we're in ffmpeg. All you need to do is type make install. That's MAKE-INSTAL, and hit enter, and that will reinstall ffmpeg if anything happens. But you've got to be root, make sure you're root, so you've got to SU it. Okay, so if we open up VideoConverter, you'll see that the warning dialog boxes don't pop up anymore, and if you go to the About, you'll see that there is a build date, which is at the moment today's build date and today's time. So that means that ffmpeg is all installed. If you want to have a look through a terminal, you can just right click, open a console, type in ffmpeg, and then you'll get all the information, the install date, time. So everything's sweet. That's how to build a custom version of ffmpeg without any problem at all.